Right, just do a sound test for us. Yeah, that's much better. Um, where's the volume? Let's see all that. I just need to tweak the volume just a little bit. So. Oh, where's the camera gone? How the hell? Oh, sod off. How to... Oh. I need to make a minor tweak. Try... I'm not too loud. Just say something like hello. Say hello. No, say hello.
Oh.
Right, that's on 33. I'm trying this method because the problem with the setup with the tablet is without the proper cable for the charger, it takes an infinite amount of time to charge up. I need the Bluetooth speakers either has to be fully charged up. It wasn't last time. The tablet itself, without the proper Samsung cable, also has to be, sufficiently charged up. The phone is not such an issue, but the fact that without the proper cable for the plug, the tablet takes like I could grow a beard in the time it charges up. The same with the Bluetooth speaker. It takes it's a ball ache.
No paracetamol?
Oh, I only took some out.
It's empty.
I don't understand it. I only took one thing. There's one. So. Oh yeah, my jab. Oh, first of all, yeah, my jab. Yeah, Gusher had his a couple of 2 or 3 weeks ago. The Oxford AstraZeneca. Really floppy problems with the arm. It was with all like no power, pain, little slight discomfort and all that. My parents had little or no symptoms whatsoever. They had the AstraZeneca. So, whereas when Gusher received a phone call from doctors, yeah, just turn up. Just turn up at the Baths Leisure Centre. But I had to book an appointment. I got a letter, and it said book your appointment through this web link. And it said your nearest location is the Baths Hall at Scunthorpe. Oh, and that's a bit ridiculous when I know they do it at Leisure Centre. So, Gusher stayed up, bless her, and went with me. To obviously follow this carpet round. And I was straight to one at stations once I get all my details. They gave me a jab. 15 minutes, wasn't it? We had to wait 15 minutes. Yeah, I thought it was 10 minutes, but I had to wait 15 minutes because obviously driving. Although I did ask my old man to take me, but he were like, "What do you need me for?" Blah, blah, blah. I said, "Well, hey, I
You're
get
not
home."
talking yesterday with Jeff? You're
No,
not talking?
no, because he was at he'd been at work yesterday, and tomorrow there's no chance because he's on earlys, and he starts earlier now because he's in the hanging department. So he has to be up at more the same time that you normally get up. Whereas before it'd be like 5 o'clock. Now it's 2 or 3 o'clock. Because he's moved from the fresh packing department. He's now where they hang the birds, which means an earlier finish but an earlier start. So yesterday it would have been no chance because he'd been up since 2 o'clock Friday morning. As soon as he got back, he'd had his tea, watched the film, and had gone to bed. So he's already just finished watching Theatre of Blood. But so we have a cut-off point now. So this is going to be a short session. But no, we didn't have no chance yesterday because he would have been in bed. The car, right? I had the jab, which was I went for the spiel. Yeah, if you get this, take paracetamol. If you take this, ring 111. We've got to warn you, because of the blood clot situation, that in 2 weeks you have well, this is kind of scary because you don't know if it's a fucking heart attack or if it is a blood clot. He said if you feel a sharp pain in your chest or your arm or your leg, whatever, ring 999, tell them you've had the jab because it could be a blood clot. So I'm like, all right. So I had the jab, sat down for 15 minutes, nothing untowards, got home. Gusher went to bed. Then I said, "Oh, what about lottery ticket?" So she gave me £4 for the Wednesday's draw. She said, "Are you sure you should drive?" So, well, look, it's a nice day. I'll walk down. It's only a local shop. Walked down, had my headphones on. Lovely evening, really. Got lottery ticket, walked back. Felt relatively fine. I felt a little bit sniffly late on in the night, but went to bed. I woke up. I don't know. When she first woke up, and I had when I woke up before, and I had a slight headache. Oh God, no. So I Earl Grey.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Very nice.
well, my favourite at the moment is Twinings lemon and ginger.
Yeah, it's a nice tea. It's just, citrusy bergamot.
I don't think Bagush is very keen on Earl Grey. It's not. She likes PG tips, and where possible, the strong tea. That's the strong breakfast tea.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. this setup, the sound is a lot better. I mean, the speaker's only on 26. I don't have it's loud enough, and it's a lot better. It's I don't have to have the Bluetooth speaker charged up. I don't have to have the frigging tablet charged up. Especially as I say, I don't have the proper cables, which means the whole charging process is it's so laborious. It's a ball ache. Um, so, um, so that's it. So it was Thursday morning when the jab had gone in. It started to hurt, which is part of the cause. But because I've got a little situation with my right shoulder, which I think is a suspected shoulder impingement, it's something to do with the muscle. It's literally here. And apparently if it is, it's usually resolved by physiotherapy. Worst case scenario requires keyhole surgery. And before it was like only certain movements which there was like an instant pain, but it was on before you know it. But now it then changed from the slightest thing. It was like a dull, persistent toothache type pain, about 20 seconds. Slightest movement like. But what I've done is I put some cold on it. Now that's kind of subsided, but the problem's still there. Because like today I went round to my parents. Well, yes, I went to my parents' house because they'd had a letter from BT about due for an upgrade, blah blah blah. So I've been round to sort that out. It works out about £2 cheaper a month, but they're getting the hub one or something. It's like the faster broadband. Plus they're getting a fucking technician to come and install it and make sure they've got a good connection. I never had that with bloody Halo 2 or even Halo 1. We just got a router sent through post. So I took it to bakery Thursday morning, got back, headache, then woke up, picked her up, got back. I was maybe a bit aloof, and I think we did something with jacket potatoes. She did a cottage cheese and onion mix as a filling, and then she went to bed about. She says like an hour watching Facebook or YouTube, whatever. About 5 o'clock. I started to watch City of the Dead with Christopher Lee, and I was laying on this very settee, and my head was like boom, 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 boom. I went, oh, I can't stand this anymore. I really can't stand it. So at 6:30, I grant you. Where I normally stay up to about 11 or 12 and then knock it off on a bakery run. 6:30, I went upstairs. She says, "What's this?" I said, I feel shit. I said, I've had this headache on and off. It wasn't like a bang, bang headache. It was a constant boom, boom, boom. With a feeling like there was like a heavy weight on my head. Like a boom, boom, boom. And I said, I feel terrible. Like this headache, I can't get rid of it. By that time, I'd taken 4 paracetamol at that point, and it's like they had no effect. and I could not get to sleep. I couldn't go on this shoulder because it hurt where the jab had been. I couldn't go on this shoulder because it was hurting because of this possible shoulder impingement. And then it's sitting there, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, fuck. And I'm looking at the curtains, it's still light and it gets dark. And then I actually got up and I got back. So it's almost been like, I took some, so this is Friday morning. Got back. It seemed to go. I took 2 more paracetamol, and it seemed to have gone. The headache was like, but so like nearly 24 hours wasted, gone. So as I said to Gusha, if I can get a definite, I'll warn my manager at the airport because it looks like things might be returned to some kind of normality sometime in May. I'll say to him, look, I had the jab, but next one in 12 weeks. I'm just going to pre-warn you now that as soon as I get it, I would prefer if it falls on one of my shifts. Let's say, for example, it falls on the first day shift where I have it. So let's say, so let's say if Wednesday was day shift number 1, I would have it tea time on day shift number 1. So I would just require. I would just require the Thursday off, because I'll say to him, look, I had a bad reaction to that AstraZeneca jab. Not as bad as others, but I know for a fact if I have that same jab again in 12 weeks, there's a 60-40 chance that I'll have the same reaction. It won't happen until at least 8 hours after. And if it's a second day shift, I don't want to run the risk of waking up at 4 o'clock and feeling like I've been hit by a sledgehammer, because I'll be no good to you at the airport. So I say, look, can you possibly, make an exception for me that day? Because, it's a 60-40 chance that I could have the same effect, where the headache's like a woodpecker in slow motion. Bam, bam. To the point that I just fucking Ron Pember's Garage Man, cameo appearance. Curse of the Crimson Altar. So yeah. So your COVID symptoms, were they not as bad as that then?
Worse.
You say you just felt a little bit dizzy and a bit sneezy.
Yeah, no, but I had a fever and a headache.
Yeah, well, I had the temperature as well.
That's how I felt. What you felt is how I felt on Halloween. Saturday evening, just felt shit. And obviously went to took test, came back positive.
It's just strange how
It's like you get through, isn't it?
oh, I had flu for such a long time, but it was like 24 hours of of my life was just like was just written off. It was, anyway, that's that. So I'm gonna tell the manager. I said, I'll warn you near it at time. that I would like, whether it's either a first day shift or a second. But if I can get an appointment for the evening, I can still do the second day shift. But I said I'll prefer the first night shift off because I just know. Um, right. So when you had your first vaccination jab, how did you feel the first lead up to it and the first day?
But after I had it,
That's the first day. Whether if you had the Pfizer or the AstraZeneca, did you have just a sore arm, a sniffle, or did you feel crap?
no, just sore arm and just feel tired. That's it.
And were you exactly the same with the second jab?
No, and that second job yet. So that's another. That's going to be another 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, you have to let me know because I mean personally, I don't want to take the risk. I don't want to test the risk with work because if it is kind of getting back to normal, it's going to be mad. And if I give him advance notice, because I said 12 weeks, so if I let him know, let's say, look, if I give it at least a week's notice, then I can get an appointment, um, and I'll let you know which day because if I had that same reaction, which I might not have, but if I do, I'll be no good to anybody at the airport because A, I'll have no sleep, I'll have an head banging like a shit house down again. I'll be no good to anybody with all the rushed about and that.
Good job we had it on Friday on holiday at the time. And then I had Saturday, Sunday off. And that was ideal.
Yeah, it's just obviously obviously my main issue as well is with the shoulder because like I went round to Perth today. My mother tried again to get a phone upgraded early from a SIM to a upgrade to a phone contract, but there were no joy. I got his BT internet sorted out, and as I come in before we left, um, my old man was combing the dogs, and he just done one. He done Molly, and he was just doing Belle, but Belle was near telly, and I would because I put some ice on, something cold on my shoulder. I can do that, right? And there's no pain. Whereas before it was like anything like that was like throb, 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 throb. But the ice seemed to dull that. So I thought, oh, it must be all right. But when I come to try and pick up Belle, I can do it normally, although she is a big heavy lump now. I couldn't even lift it. But it was like, ow, fucking hell. So I'm like, Jesus, oof. I thought, no, I daren't. And it throbbed for a short while. But the ice just seemed to dull the aching. Because I couldn't do that the other day without it going throb, throb, throb. When before it was like a ouch and it was gone. But now it's progressed to a throb, throb. But put some ice cubes on it and then a bag of frozen fruit. Just held it over it. Now I can do that and it don't do it. But so that kind of lures you into a false sense of security. You think, oh. But as soon as I tried to pick up Belle, gee, it felt like somebody drove a shard of glass into my shoulder. So I'm thinking, oh, fucking that's all I need. When it comes to like lifting a complete on an aircraft, I have no chance at the moment. So I think yesterday I rung doctors and I spoke to, well, I got a call back, this nice Indian doctor, Lass, and I said, look, I've Googled it, Keep an eye out time, Jeff. 2 o'clock. What time is it now?
1:20.
Yeah. So 2 o'clock. We cut it. So I said, look, I've googled it, and I suspect it's shoulder impingement.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's the rotator cuff.
Yeah, but it's classed as a shoulder impingement.
Yeah.
And she says yes. I'll
It's
put. It's what?
you have to give you special exercises.
Yeah, well,
Strengthen
she did say that there was some physiotherapy at the local doctors, which I probably will take up because, but I'm also should be getting a letter for an MRI scan, just to see how bad it is. Because it's gone from a certain, or like the other day I went to pick up Thomas because I had him on my shoulder and he was starting to fidget. So I made my way to the conservatory door in the garden, opened the door. I just crouched down so I could place him and just gently throw him about a foot onto the conservatory floor and oh, but it was like an instant short pain, it was gone. But it's progressed now until I obviously put the ice on, which has dulled the pain, the throbbing. It's the slightest movement. It was like throb, 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 throb. But the ice seems to have dulled that, but the problem's still there. That's what fooled me when I tried to pick up. I tried to pick up Bell, and I couldn't even. I didn't even lift off the ground when I just felt this. Oh, that's a fucker. Right, so on today, before going to film stuff, well, I say this method is a big success with sound and vision. It's the closest thing we'll ever get to Zoom without paying through the fucking nose. After we'd finished it with parents, I said, let's get lottery tickets. And I said, where do you want to... So went to get some milk at that raw, fresh milk farm on the Farm Levels. Bankhouse Farm, I think they call it. And then headed towards Scunthorpe, and I went, how about Brig? Now, I made a bit of cock up because I've got the road beyond Morrison's mixed up with the road where you go up by up to past the Foxhill Estate turn off. So we ended up going towards Winterton. I thought, oh well, yeah.
Darlow country.
Darlow.
Darlow country.
Is that where he goes out cottaging?
That's where he lives, yeah.
Well, we went through the heart of Winterton, which we were quite impressed with actually. We come down into the main High Street area. There's like a bend to the left, and then literally just off right where the bend is a big old Victorian house with 2 massive reception rooms, and I went, oh, gusher, look at that. That's just ideal. We thought, oh my God, we love Winterton. My God, you've got airy arms. You feel like a fucking ape. Yeah.
Not that bad.
Yeah, you had to shave some off and stick that onto your chin. went for Winterton, and I come out, and there was like a crossroads, but the sign wasn't clear, so I turned right towards Appleby Conservation Village. Beautiful. And on the way through, we saw an old-fashioned ice cream vendor with like a cart. We saw these people like queuing up, and it was like an old hand cart, and you had the old like a 19 old costume on. It was selling ice cream. We didn't stop because one was no, was it Castlethorpe or something? Appleby Castlethorpe. And then eventually we come out just after. Now, if you remember, when we went to Bridlington that time, and that great big stone twatted my windscreen. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you remember that fuck, right?
Where did it sound like a fucking shotgun going off? Didn't it?
Get all the fucking glass on it.
Well, like a giant onion ring, Mark. I mean, it sounded like somebody had twatted it with a baseball bat. It was just before that where you come onto that long S-bend which brings you out on the outskirts of Brig. So went to the little Tesco's at Brig. I put some diesel in. We got lottery tickets, some little cat treats, shite paper, I'll make it about 2:10. We're no later than 1:15, and that's it. With the plug's pulled. So on the way back, I said to Gusher, it was too late to go into Brig itself because the charity shops were being closed. I said, we'll go into Broughton. Jeff's old neck of the woods. So we come into Broughton. I'll tell you which way we come in. The first landmark of any note was the last pub that we went to on your stag do. Which was on the left hand side.
Red Lion, yeah.
Yeah, the Red Lion. And then we come out to a T-junction where there was a little, I'm sure it might have been that shop, which may not have an ATM now. Or that might have been the co-op. I think with the co-op
That's the most now.
Eh?
That's the most now.
Yeah. Well, come out to that T-junction where there's a little shop where the shop used to be, where the ATM was, which, well, I'll get to that. And then we went past, went too far. I thought we'll go down Southview. And I'm sure at number 57, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
So I went down, I said, I think that's it. But there was, if it is number 57, there was a car in the drive, a white car. Like maybe a Nissan or something. Or Toyota. But there was definitely a car, because it was, because we'd gone past number 59. So if it was 57, there was a car parked on the drive. So I went beyond.
There have been new people been there for 3 years.
I say your mother's moved.
Yeah, she lives on further up the road into a cul-de-sac.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, well, you see it on the video anyway where we went. I did it. You went down to the bottom of Southview, turned. I think it's either Bears right. Yeah, no, yeah. Anyway, I did a U-turn and went back up Southview. Uh, Turned left, and then eventually we come out near the Dog and Rat. No, we went yeah, Dog and Rat. You see it on the video anyway. I caught up somewhere just off Southview where there's a small mailbox on a pole. But you see it on the dash cam footage anyway. And I mean I was quite surprised by your home village. It's what ruins it for me is it's like you got this strange mix of different houses from different decades, different styles, all just like it's like somebody's chucked them up in the air like confetti, and they just landed in random spots. So it's like you can, it's a strange mix. But that's how I ended up in Broughton because now I'm telling her that uh, when it come to your stag do, um, we went to obviously your mother's then house, and we went out. It was obviously it was a fairly low key event, and we went to the ATM as you know, and I said he must have thought the gods were smiling on him that night because I said the ATM was um, out of order, and it was the only ATM in the village that we know of. So we went to the Dog and Rat, and even before we stepped inside the Dog and Rat, we looked at the state of the windows at the front, and it wasn't boding fairly well. And went inside, and the bit other side of the windows, now obviously furthest point from the bar, it looked like a Dog and Rat had been at it because the carpet was ripped and torn, the seating was ripped and torn. It looked like it had seen better days. The beer was, I mean, going back then was an extraordinary price for such a shithole of a pub. And then we went up to the Red Lion, and then we got back, and then I was in the back reception room on this small settee with high armrests. I had a crap night's sleep because it was uncomfortable. And then I couldn't get in the bathroom because a certain man with an appetite of a starving Ethiopian hogged the bathroom to the last minute. Because then we had to get our come dancing gear on, like in Bestie House. I am not getting in that bloody come dancing gear again. Oh come on, it's Auntie Peggy's daughter's wedding. I am not getting this from that come dancing gear again. I know comes in with Mike because top hats and tails. So see that's why in in the photographs I've got a slight 5 o'clock shadow because I didn't have a chance to get into the bathroom. And then I obviously went to the hotel near the church, parked up, meet and greet, um, photographs, maybe inside. I do, she does with the vicar who did he die the following year?
Yeah.
It must have been cancer then. I don't
No.
know. Eh?
No. It's to do with breathing.
Well, it was either lung cancer or emphysema, or it might have been an asthma attack. I know he had a persistent cough during the ceremony. Pity one, he must be in his 40s or 50s. So yeah, I just remember that as you know, the best man speech. You know, I wants to get it up and done with, and you went, no, I'm off first. I'm like, fucking hell. I'm like, I was really, I was really bricking it, man. Right. So watch the dashcam footage in full, and you'll probably recognise where I went. It's not the full Broughton experience because you'll get the drift of it. Now, when it comes to our first official full session P&J extravaganza, as you know, there are some full versions on YouTube. Now, tonight, me and Bagusha were trying to watch. It's I tell you what it is, and it might speed up a little bit. Is it might be better to have it be transferred via my phone onto telly, because YouTube are pursuing a policy of trying to encourage people to sign up to their premium service. I mean, I can cope with adverts before and after. That's part of the course if you don't want to pay the £10 a month to watch a premium service. But we've been watching. I tried to watch the Carpool Karaoke with that James Corden and Paul McCartney, which is a brilliant 24 minutes. And there's at least 2 or 3 ad things. You can see ads 5, 4, 3, 2, and it happened 2 or 3 times. It got to a point where then the adverts come on. They're short, but they're still annoying. And then when it's you can either skip it or you just wait till the end and it carries on. And every time it's like it skipped. It just went on to like an autoplay. Whatever was next in the lineup, it would go straight to that. And if you try to do it on a television where you forward it to where you want to be, it don't work. So I'm like, oh my god. And then I tried putting this concert of Paul McCartney's, and the adverts are indicated by little yellow dots. It didn't seem as bad as it was, like, but there were like 18 of these little yellow dots. Tried to watch James May on Food Tribe with this Lucy Brown doing something like a fancy bacon sandwich and a box standard bacon sandwich, and there were at least 3 advert breaks during, and it was only like 10 minutes long, but there were at least 3 advert breaks which it's just that dram the fucking wall. It's like when I tried to watch Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires before I went and got it, the version with an extra 3 minutes on it, with Newcastle After Dark. The same thing. After they little chat, which is lovely. Advertisement break. Oh God. What I find out if I do YouTube on my phone, I don't have that issue. I don't have that issue at all. So it's like I've resubscribed to Amazon Prime. I've got a 30-day free trial. So some films will be available to watch on Amazon. I've got it because I miss James May. So there's some films you can watch on Amazon where there's been none of these YouTube fucking adverts. Oh, I did a right rant on Twitter, on about a minute long. Say I'm getting fucking sick of this YouTube. I can accept if I don't want to go to the premium channel, I can accept the adverts at the beginning and end, but not during the program, not 4 or 5 times. It's fucking annoying. So YouTube is really pissing me off at the moment. Oh. So I'm looking forward to our. Well, I should be getting me second half of May's roster soon. We had one of the Swiss pop people whose wife was able to come out, and he said, "You heard up from your place of work." I said, "Well, not yet." He said, "Well, I've heard that Chile have a lot of test flights, get their pilots, the gorilla, get their test pilots used to flying again, and that the flight should return to full swing." Should return to full swing as of May 17th, but as well, that hasn't been confirmed yet. So once I get me second half of May roster, how are we getting on now in the hanging department? Is it better than the first time?
Yeah.
What was the issue the first time? Like, we just went up to speed or something? Or
I went up to speed and other stuff as well.
but now it's a lot better for you.
Yes, it's a lot easier.
Oh, because that period it looked like you had a black eye in your left eye. That suits you. So you just
Probably fucking a D that, isn't
it? So let me get this correct. Is it just Monday to Friday that you do?
No, Monday to Saturday.
What, every week?
No. Monday to Saturday, 62, 2 to 10, Monday to Friday.
Oh, right.
Alright.
So you do these. Well, you don't do 6 to 2 on a Saturday, do you? Because you start early, don't you?
No, all I do is starts on Monday.
You only
It
start
starts
early. You only start early on a Monday.
yeah, then it's 5:30. Rest of the week till 1:30.
Oh, so what you're saying is like, whereas before you finished at 4, you now finish at 2,
Well, 1:30 ish.
half 1.
It depends though, it can vary depending on how many chicken we need.
Well,
Could be any time. Could be any time between 11:30 and 3 o'clock.
and at what point would you know roughly what time you'd be finishing? Do they give a plenty of notice?
Now they put down on the sheet when scheduled time the lorries coming. And then obviously it gets adjusted during the day. So you look at the sheets for your lines.
Yeah, because obviously we've got a lot of factors to put into place. One is like how it fits in with, because it's looking 90% certain that at some point in May that the shifts will be probably returned to some kind of normal by the sounds of it. Um, so
Yeah.
we'll we'll work it out to where we'll try and get it to where you haven't worked the Saturday as much as possible. But should
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
But should it become quite clear that how things fall, like it has been in the past, where uh, we don't do the half shifts anymore, where I would leave at 6 o'clock and pick up at 6:30, because that's just that's just crap because what out of time. Um, but we'll say okay then if we can't have a clear Saturday till that day. So, but this day where you're on a possible 5 to 11 and be 12, um, we'll do it on that day. But we'll try to use that option the least possible, because obviously, come a certain point, you'll be like, is that fair enough?
Yeah, probably guarantee at midnight I'll be knackered.
Well, I mean, if we'll try and use that option the least possible, but if there's like a too big a gap to where it's a weekend when you won't be, then it'll be like well, it'll be a lot better if say if you did finish at 1:30, then you'll finishing at fucking 4 o'clock. Or at least we'll get some kind of half decent. Um, and here's a handy tip. When it comes to like going to bed, set your alarm for say, instead of like getting up at bloody 6:30 because blah, blah, set it for like um 10 o'clock or half past 10 on the dot. Then what we'll do is we'll get up, splish splash the old aftershave, deodorant, whatever. Come downstairs, we'll have a brew, maybe some toast, not hang about. As soon as we're finished, sup, crunch, crunch. Straight up to Scunthorpe. Guarantee you'll be back at home base by half past 12. There'll be no hanging about, so at least you can get a half decent kip before you have to go to bed at 6 o'clock or whatever time you go to bed on a new time, 8 o'clock, whatever. Because there's no point going to bed at, say, 2 or 3 o'clock and then getting up at 6:30. You might as well at least get a half decent kit, set your alarm for no later than 10 or half past 10, up, shit, shower, shave, old phrase, brew, crunch toast, wallop, out at front door, straight to Scunthorpe, no diversions, no fucking about, straight to your residence, drop you off, and then you can sort yourself out for the remainder of the day. But, you know, one of my concessions that I've got is, you may have noticed that video I sent you, the lead singer of the Spin Doctors, who we met at Hull, nearly 3 years ago now, after I said to him, can you do some more gigs, because they're a bit far away. I discovered that, you know, he does a live show on Instagram called the Friday Night Horse Around. But it's now like starting at 2 o'clock in the morning UK time. 2 o'clock in the bastard morning.
Yeah, because that's his time.
Yeah, I know. I said to him, is there a chance I can make it at least 8 o'clock your time, so it's 1 o'clock. And of course my tag name on Instagram is Tambury Players, which is the name of the fictional amateur dramatics group that features in the excellent Ricky Gervais show on Netflix, Afterlife. It's honestly, Afterlife is a fantastic show. It's comedy, but it's dark, and it is.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Whether you like Ricky Gervais or not, forget about it. Just watch it for what it is. It's brilliant with Joe Wilkinson's in it, the postman. You got Kerry Godliman, who was in Derek. She's fantastic as his dead wife was in flashbacks. And of course my favourite is David Earl, who plays Brian. I can't remember his name now, but I know he's Kevin Twine in Derek. He's fantastic. He's really funny. Where was I going now? I've got. Can you remember what I was on about? Because I fucking forgot. What the hell was it? What was I on about, Jeff?
You. Work.
Work?
Times.
Nope, it's gone. Fucking gone. Fuck me. I was over about Netflix. Afterlife. Times.
They're dropping me off
Yeah.
weekend. Dropping me off at weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can't remember, but yeah, drop it weekend. Yeah, so, God, that's bad, that. Yeah, so, yeah, we'll get you back some notes, there's no fucking about. But it's just, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to get, to get back to some kind of, normality. It'd be nice to, and, times, that's, yeah. Yeah, I think I get it now, yeah. Fuck me, post fucking dementia. I shouldn't joke about it really, but as much time as we can get in, that's, yeah. Yeah, I'm back on track now. So, like, if you get, say, where it falls on this time when, oh, come on. Where we have to utilise when you are doing your Saturday shift. Then we'll get let us know, and obviously I'll try and curate. So basically, hit the ground running. To maximise what time we've got while you've still got energy. But I'm looking forward to like the Tates. I mean, the Tates is a one-off. Is like an occasional quarterly treat in a way, or even a rare treat. But that would require a Saturday where you haven't been to the chicken factory, obviously. But but an early pickup for you. Because obviously you got to stick it on a good run. It's 25 minutes to your house. So let's say we set up at we set up from here at 10:30. We'll get to your residence roughly any time between 10 to and 5 to 11. So if it is 25 minutes, that will mean we'll get back to at least the Fawn area about 20 past 11. 10 minutes up to Rawcliffe. It will take us up to 11:30. A pre-empted phone call to Tate's prior would speed up the process. If we collect the Tates and not eat it there and then, warm it up back here, we should be back here for about midday, which isn't bad. Then it'd be like, lock the door, put bung off, be lots in the oven, film Henry, film Henry, film T. I should have. I've already prepared the curry, which will be the big pan. Because obviously, if you have, helped out with the taste, I will make sure there's plenty of breast in that curry. Plenty of breast, chicken breast.
Oh.
Yeah, honestly, gosh, Lizzie sometimes she looks at the pan and goes, "How much you making for soup kitchen? How long? How long? How much?" And I just make I do a load of potatoes as well. But obviously I prefer more chicken breast, so there could be a good chance, especially the first one, if it does fall on where bearing in mind my shift pattern should be turned to a kind of normal. If it falls on where you are free totally on a Saturday, and we can do the Tate should suffice us till at least 7 o'clock. I will make sure that I get, at least 7 or 8 chicken breast in it. Which will be absolutely pure meat. Pure meat. So.
No. Yeah. That's the doctor at the end in a minute.
Yeah, same here, man. I mean, it's about at the cut-off point anyway. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, don't forget, if you just get it in you don't have to use it, but you get it in a Tesco club card. You don't have to use it like that, but...
Well, you got one, but we'll have to...
Well, if you pass him... At the moment, the litre of Jack Daniels is 23 quid.
Yeah.
It's like with this Jim Beam that I've got. Fucking hell.
Oh, it's like the Jack Douglas.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, no, hiccups. Went to...
Hey.
Oh, I've got hiccups now. Went to Tesco's. There were... they'll back up. That's it. They'll back up to full price. It was £19.50 last week, but back up to full price. So, Jesus. So I didn't bother. So I went up to a banking, and went to Asda. Went up to Asda and they were sold out. I'm like, bloody hell. It's not funny. So as it happens, there were a couple. Oh fucking! There were a couple of items on Mother's shopping list that I couldn't get. She wanted new potatoes that were loose, and she wanted sweetheart cabbage. There was none of this Tesco's or Asda, so I said to our Gusher, we'll call it Sainsbury's. We'll call it Sainsbury's. She stayed in the car, and I went inside, got a sweetheart cash from mother, and blah, blah, and I went to the spirits aisle. That's strange. Went to the spirits aisle, and they had plenty of Jim Beam at £19.50, because I said to our lass, there's a big difference between I mean, in a way, it's like I'm saying, is because the Jim Beam 70cl was at £14 at Tesco's and at Asda, I think Asda. And I said, I was going to 70cl, but I said, that's like £9.50 difference between for an extra 30cl. I mean, I do prefer Jack Daniels. It's more. I can sup it like tea, to some degree. But I thought, can I justify the £9.50 difference for an extra 30cl? But then I thought, well, I've got this Jim Beam. It's £19.50 at Asda and Tesco's for a litre. But and afterwards I'm thinking, you know something, for the extra £3, I should have gone for the Jack Daniels. But I'll wait for the Jack Daniels to come a special off again at £20. Right, we shall call it quits, otherwise we'll both be in the dog kennel. It's just about gone out 2 o'clock cut-off point. So, are you ready to Mum, Brad? Because you're on earliest next week, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so forget about tomorrow. I'll be weeding patio anyway. So it's now. Yep, the end of 2:10. So thank you for your time. See you hopefully at an earlier time. Next Saturday or Sunday, you know. So that's it. End of transmission. I think this has been a great success for these speakers. Now I shall shut this thing down. You will notice. Oh, come on, you fucker. You will notice it will slowly disappear. It should do. That's what's happening. I think. Is it? Yes. So soon it'll go black.